more than a feeling, more than the blessings, yeah. I want a new experience, yeah. Strengthen my senses. Like a veteran, I want to see mysteries. Just draw me in closer, Lord. Just like a chain reaction when I give you devotion. Say you're taking me higher again. Say Father, I say ready, 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 ready. Say oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we, yeah, we. Say oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we, yeah, we. Say yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we, yeah, we. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Wherever you are, I want to have an encounter. Wherever I go, I want to meet him. I want to see you moving on. Say Lord, I want an encounter. Encounter, encounter. Won't you visit me again? Let me see ya. In your living room right now. Say my life will change forever. Whatever you want to do, Yahweh. Say what you then, why you go do, Yahweh. Whatever you want to do, Yahweh. It's the way that we walk. It's the way we should talk. I encounter.
Yes. welcome everybody. I am here with the one and the only Positive. Welcome, Positive. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you going? Afternoon, everyone.
Awesome. awesome. And he has his daughter next to him. Hello. She's so cute. So everybody, we are so glad that you guys are on with us. We are so glad that you are tuning in with us today. It is such a pleasure to have Positive on. One of my favorites, my husband's favorite, one of our favorite artists, so thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem.
At Eccentric Accessories. And guys, we are going to be crafting today. So Positive is joining me in a craft. Okay. We're not telling you what he's going to be doing, but we're going to be doing something while we engage in this conversation. So make sure that you share on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you are, on YouTube. Make sure that you share so that everybody can be blessed by this session today. And the topic of today is called Nothing to Waste. The topic today is nothing to waste. So we are going to go straight into it. We're going to have fun today, Positive. We're going to have fun. But Positive, everybody knows you as Positive, but what is your real name for the people?
My name is Joel, like in the Bible, Joel Murray.
Joel Murray. So let us welcome Joel today. I called you Positive for so long that when I heard Joel, I was like, what? It's like the Positive was meant to be on your birth certificate.
Yeah, right.
So, but I'm, it's a really, it's awesome. The what you've done so far, the music you've done, the music that you've blessed us with. Like I was telling you the other day, it's so rare, to find, artists that stick with it, right?
Yeah.
So, especially, when it comes to serving God and serving God with your talents, your gifts, your music, is just truly awesome. So I want to ask you something though. When was your first recording experience? So when was your first experience, like actually recording music?
Okay, first experience was probably when I was a teenager. We used to have these SM58 mics back in the day.
Oh yeah.
The show mics, and
the black ones with the metal on top.
Yeah. So I would take that mic, and there was this small closet space in the house, and we had no AC or anything at that time. So once you step
Right.
in there, I mean, it's tremendous heat,
Right.
So
Yes.
I'm in
Yes.
there and I'm just recording. I mean, it's not the best quality and or whatnot, but it was
Right.
just a moment where I was just gonna chase after, chase after my dreams, chase after my vision, chase after purpose.
Yes.
And from back then till now, I could just see where God was able to just use humble beginnings. That's what the word says, don't despise humble beginnings. So I remember I was
Right.
in John Island and Tobago with an SM58 and a
Mm.
computer, Windows, Fruity Loops.
Oh my
In those
gosh, Fruity
days, yeah.
Loops. I didn't know about Fruity Loops until my husband told me about Fruity Loops.
All right. So yeah, so that was the first,
Awesome.
official. So the
Right.
first official in studio was actually when I went to Trinidad to do my bachelor's degree. I
Right.
went to, was it Mark? His name slipped me. Just Jazz Servant is his studio name, right? So I went
Oh,
to
okay.
Jazz Servant and we sat there and we recorded 2 songs, Trust in Jesus and Never Let Go. Yeah.
Never Let Go, which was the hitter, right? That was the hitter. Yes, Never Let Go. That Never Let Go will always be a classic, and we're gonna get into Never Let Go too. But for the people who don't know, some know, right? I know, but what made you choose Positive? What made you choose that name as your stage name?
Well, when I was handing off the CD to the DJ and the announcers the first time,
Yeah.
when I just finished recording the songs,
Yeah.
I was thinking about, what name is gonna be on this CD.
Right.
It's gonna be
Like
Joel
in the
Maria. Yeah.
like in the Temptations when they had to group
All
together
right, yeah.
and think about a name to come up.
So I'm thinking, and I spent like an entire day and a half, and I was always, drawn to light, being, salt and light. So
Absolutely.
I was looking for light in every language possible. I remember Ja Lumiere.
Right. Oh my goodness.
It's like there was just so much.
Wait. Ja Lumiere? Oh boy, that's funny.
Yeah, so it was like, trying to find light in
Right.
in every language and just trying to figure it out and say like, oh no, that's one day I just like, Lord, whatever it is,
Right.
it will just come to my heart, and I remember the day I was actually the dropping in the songs and the announcer asked, so what's the name of the artist? And it just burst out of me, the name of the artist is Positive. And
Right.
so he just wrote it down and closed the door and I had to leave the building. So it's only while I'm leaving the building, I'm like, what did I just do?
Right.
And I started to reflect on the name and think about it. It's really one of those names that actually sets the tone for your life. It sets your mindset, it sets your attitude, it sets your character, it sets your
Right.
family life. It gives you something to continuously be aspiring to. If I
Right.
continue to call myself positive, then everything that is in my life will continue to reflect positivity. So
Right. Because words have power. Yeah.
it was like, something that I didn't even have to think about, but something that just kind of burst out of me. I
Right.
remember people now asking, to have me perform at different events and stuff, and they never even heard my music. They just recognize that the name Positive is going to bring something of a like mind.
Absolutely. So it came to you instead of you having to go out and try to find it.
And yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely God. That was definitely God. And when you write music, right? Because sometimes I write songs, and I play around with different music programs and things like that. And my thing is, most of the time the melody and the chorus always comes to me first, and I work backwards. I always, most 90% of the time, I get that first, and then I get maybe a verse, but the verse is more of the struggle for me. The chorus comes easy, so I work backwards. Well, what is your songwriting process?
I don't think I have a standard process.
Right.
Every single song has been very unique. For some songs, I might just hear a piece of it. It's like For some songs, I'm like I'm hearing the song playing, and
Right.
when it comes, I'm just there listening, trying to make sure that I could grasp everything that I hear, and
Right.
then I try to record what I hear,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put it down, and then
Okay.
I might not hear it for another week or 2 weeks or 2 months or a year,
Okay.
and then I hear another piece again,
Right.
and
Oh
then
my
I
goodness.
start
That's
to
a
like,
long process.
yeah, it's a strange process. And then some songs, from the time I have the instrumental and it's playing, the lyrics just come from top to bottom in one
Right.
night. I remember out
Right.
here, the producer sent me the beat maybe like 10 p.m. and by 6 a.m. the next morning, the song
Mm-hmm.
was finished recording. So
Wow.
it's just every song is so unique and so different that it's like the Lord trying to say, don't box me in any one zone. I can do things
Mm.
differently. If it is I
Right.
did it for Paul this way, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna do it exactly that way for you. You understand? So
True. Yes. Yes.
that's a
Yes.
learning lesson. So to say I have a particular style, I mean the most frequent thing is I just continuously um record. If you look at my phone and my voice notes, you would just hear
Yes. Yes.
pum pum pum.
You know, you
Like
don't want to see
hundreds.
my voice notes. It's so true. Sometimes you get a little melody and you just got to record it. There's no words, you just gibberish
Yeah.
and you just got to record it. What I remember, I was sharing something with somebody one time that I was sleeping. I was like in a deep sleep, and I heard a song, but a full song, like full
Right.
everything, even background vocals, everything. And in my sleep, I said to myself, I said, you should get up and write this down, record it. That's like what I'm saying. I'm thinking that, kind of like when you half sleep, half awake kind of thing. So, I woke up and it's kind of like I forgot about it. And then in the day, I said, I had a song, but I said, you should have wrote that down. You should have wrote that down. So it's like, you just really have to, and God's leading too, is
Yeah, yeah.
also important. Like sometimes it's not good to rush it. You get something, you get an idea, and sometimes you really got to take your time, because the whole motive of it, right? And I'm sure this is your motive also, is to use your gifts and talents for God, right?
Yeah.
um, and to make sure that the people that are listening are blessed by that music, that is not just your average gospel reggae or another reggae
Yeah.
artist, that is your music is for a purpose, so yeah, that's definitely awesome. What I'm going to be sharing next is Stay Up. Now this the all the songs I'm sharing today is Positive has an awesome new album called Heartwired, and you guys got to check it out. And as you can see in the beginning, the first clip was a piece of the live concert that he did for us. During the quarantine pandemic, definitely gave us something to watch, to entertain, and it was just a blessing. And so it was so versatile. So Stay Up, right? Stay Up to me, that I get from the song Stay Up is about to keep going, right? To keep
Right.
going,
Yeah.
to be a winner in life, a lot of things. And I'm a person that I like to analyze lyrics also. When I started to get, deeper in Christ, I started to pay it more attention to what I was listening to, and so there's some things in your songs that stand out to me, like in Stay Up, you talk about picking yourself up,
Yeah.
not giving up, right? Reaching, God's purpose. There's a line where you talk about being a puppet on a string,
Yeah.
right? So and that was so unique, because if you are not a puppet for anybody else, you ought to be a puppet for God, right? In other words, like, God, use me up, right? Use me, like,
Yeah, because
what were
like
you? Yeah.
puppet on the string, it's just like a expression to say that like my body is literally not my own, So I want him to move my hand this way because I know that he's in control. If it is that I'm trying to be the star, be the one in front, then it's obviously that I'm gonna fail at some point, you know. So
Right.
it is that he is the one who has designed me, and he's the one pulling all the strings in the background to make sure that the presentation is 100%. Then, if the master is doing it, then there's no chance. He's a professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we are gonna play that right now. We're gonna play some Stay Up.
Mentre sei vivo ricorda di vivere.
On to another level.
I will not treat it done. The last paradise for all.
I'ma press fast forward. I ain't tryna die being a dreamer. Just can't stay the same forevermore. Ain't tryna replicate nobody, cause gotta be living their past. So I'm gon' fly to my destiny, yo. But every time I feel let down, pick myself up and go home. Better believe I'ma stay a go-getter. I'ma win like whoa. Working hard till I make it, just can't stay down, and the bar can't drop now. On to another level. So put your hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Everybody know the place where love can stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. Stay up in the air like. Let me see your hands if you know you're not stop. Sing it out loud, say we not give up, no, not give up, no. Let me see your hands if you know you're not stop. Don't give up now, we got far to go, far to go. I stay up, yeah. I stay up, yeah. I stay up, yeah. I stay up, yeah. I'ma get it, I'ma get it, nah, nah. I'ma get it, I'ma get it, nah, nah. I stay up, yeah, yeah. I stay up, yeah. Can I satisfy this passion? A taste only makes it stronger. Watch me work for you, reach God's purpose. Yeah, 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 yeah. He leads, I follow. I'll be a puppet on the string, yep. Hoping that we give the best performance. But every time I feel let down, pick myself up and go. Oh, better believe I'ma stay a go-getter. I'ma win like whoa. Working hard till I make it, just can't stay down, and the bar can't drop now. On to another level. So put your hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Everybody know the place where love can stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. Stay up in the air like. Let me see your hands if you know you're not stop. Sing it out loud, say we not give up, no, not give up, no. Let me see your hands if you know you're not stop. Don't give up now, we got far to go, far to go. Say whoa.
Yes, 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 yes. Stay up. I jam to that so much. You don't even know. I'm always jamming to that. So, listen, stay up. Stay up. Um, that reminds me of when we go back to your older song, Never Let Go. That was about 12 years ago, right?
Right.
When it went big, right? When it blew up. And to see how far you've come and how far the music and the videos and everything has come from since then is really, really awesome. And Never Let Go, what inspired you to write Never Let Go?
At the time I was writing that song, I remember my mom was fighting with cancer, and it was
Hmm.
one of those songs that was kind of was yeah that boost in your faith, that's
Right,
gonna let go, God is gonna be the driver of my vehicle, He's my father,
right,
He's the one that will pick me up when I'm down, So it was one of those songs that was kind of to push hope and belief,
right,
into the listener, into my mom, into my family, into what we were going through at the time, and
right.
um, you know, it was just a song for the family, and then it became a song at least
Yes,
for the nation, and then it became
yes,
up in the region, and then places like Costa Rica and the UK and Japan, So it's just like it was just amazing to see how God could use a situation that we think is so secluded, and it's not that popular, that important to other people, and God uses
right.
what you could do in the secret place, and just use it to bless people in different spheres of life.
Absolutely. When did you feel like I'm winning? Yes, I'm winning now, right? Or I'm there now. Or was it always that way for you? Was that always your mindset? Or was it like a day where you was like, wow, yeah, I'm here, I'm finally somewhere, Did you have any moments like that, or was it just always your thing, like I'm already here?
I think for me, it's more of forgetting the things that went before. It's like for every new stage,
Yeah,
I try not to focus on trying to glorify a new stage, or trying to emphasize, oh wow.
right,
It's good to sometimes look back to see where you've been, and you could appreciate the strides that you're making. But I just feel
right.
like if there is so much more to be done,
Hmm.
that I just wanna keep my eyes focused. I was always somebody who was driven, who always is pursuing excellence in every single thing that I do. And
Right.
whether it cost the most expensive thing. I remember one time I had this vehicle, and I wanted to work with Super Dupes. He was the producer for Buju Banton and John Legend and Sean
Hmm.
Paul and Estelle, and
Right.
he works with those type of artists. He just
Yeah.
did. When I reached out to him, I just did a song for, I think it was Mary J. Blige, right?
Okay.
and and he was like, "Yo, brother, me not work with small artists."
Oh,
that's
see,
that's
people
only
underestimate. They underestimate.
yeah. So I was like, bro, I know that you only work with artists who are signed to record labels, because he is looking for people who are on Capitol, who are on Def Jam, who are on all these
Right.
major record labels around the world. And I told him, I said, now listen, I was doing so much digging to find just an email address to this guy.
Yes.
And I just out of the blue, he just responded one day, I don't work with small artists. That was the
Mm,
entire response. And I said, I
wow.
know that, sir, but if you hear this song, I believe that you will fall in love with it. And I attached the song. I had a demo for Let Me Be the One.
Yeah.
And his response was,
Yeah, that's a really nice.
I love this song so much.
Mm,
I'm going to step out of what is my normal trend, and I'll get this song produced for you. And
Awesome.
almost next to nothing.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah. Favor.
Yeah, so I mean, and the car that I had to at the time, I ended up selling the car to pay for this song, which is
wow.
how I believe in what I'm doing.
Right. Sacrifices, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling
I
you.
didn't go to classes for like 3 to 4 weeks. You understand?
Wow.
Just so that I could save some money to do music in the studio. It
Right.
was just surreal.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes that's where your passion will take you. You know, that's where your passion will take you. That's where your purpose will take you. It'll cause you to do some things and make some sacrifices and get out of your comfort zone, you know, out of that box you used to being in, for the sake of fulfilling that purpose or that passion.
Yeah.
Just like how people go out there and they do anything to get what they want. That's not even a part of, you know, for the good of the community or the nation or whatever. I also feel like, you know, as Christians, you know what I mean, as people of God, majority of the people that you see running after it or running after that thing or that purpose are people are of the world. You know what I mean? Are people that they have nothing to do with, you know, with God's purpose or what, and they're making it.
I heard a pastor was preaching a sermon one time, right? And he said, you know, people who are not necessarily believers or, you know, not in church and, you know, just that, not into that. You know, sometimes they operate like in the secular industry, you know, sometimes they operate with such a high level of excellence. So he said, I could understand why God would have given the Passion of Christ to Mel Gibson and not to a Christian producer.
Right.
So when he said that, now I was like, oh my goodness, did he just say that on the pulpit?
Right.
He just had to explain, and then he's just like,
what he meant.
Because Mel Gibson might be there smoking a cigarette on the director's chair, you know, whatever it is. But I tell you, it is going to be excellent. He's going to do the research. He's going to, if he has to go to Egypt and spend 6 years, he's going to do it because they operate at such a high level of excellence. You know? And then the church, now most churches, I remember even in my church, we had movie nights and we looked at that in church. So it was just like, it's just like, you know, when God wants something done excellently, you know, he's looking for an excellent spirit.
Yes,
you know?
very
so
true.
I'm always aware of that, and I'm always trying to, you know, I don't want to
it was
just anyhow, you know, to represent as a mission.
And that's how it should be, you know, that's how it should be, just like, you know, and I feel like if you can't do it that way, you know, then wait until you can, you know, because of course, you know, everybody starts out, you know, small beginnings, you know, and things like that. But even in the Bible, many times he gave specific instructions, especially the temple, you know, King David and Solomon, and they were given specific instructions for the Ark of the Covenant, specific instructions on the materials to use for the temple and different things like that, you know, and anybody who didn't do so, they didn't have the mercy back then that you know we have now. We would have been gone, you know, because so many people nowadays, you know, pastors, you name it, you know, people just kind of just doing things anyhow, you know what I mean, especially like in the presence of God. But God's been so merciful and favored us beyond second and third chances, you know. So that's definitely, you know, definitely awesome. And you know, the next thing we're going to go into is Altia. Now, this song, I think I played the most. I think I might play this one the most over and over and over. It's just awesome. Now, you know, my family is from Jamaica. That's where my family is from. But it just, I mean, Trinidad and Jamaica is very similar because I've been to Trinidad, you know, before, and the vibe is like kind of similar. Even when you go there, some of the things, it just kind of looks similar, you know. And At first, I didn't know before I saw the Jamaica or whatever. I didn't know whether you were in Trinidad or Jamaica.
All right, yeah.
I was confused because it
We
looks
did it
so
in
much
both
on there.
places, yeah.
Right, half and half. Because my husband actually said there was a point that, and I think we actually went to that area when we went to Trinidad. I don't know if it's where you had the food or
Yeah, in the beginning.
right on top of like
On
some
top of
mountains
Lady,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That was in Trinidad.
Yes.
Okay. I was confused because then she was the woman was Jamaican, but then the place was so you tricked us.
Yeah, it was just trying to show, the similarities of the culture, so we intentionally did it. We
Right.
did some in Trinidad, some in Jamaica. I went to Kingston, we went to Ocho Rios,
Right.
we went to Port, is it Portmore?
Portmore, yeah.
Portmore, yeah. So you could see the Jamaican money when the guys are playing whatever it is they're playing, and
Right, yeah.
you could see when we went to Kingston.
Yeah, for the rest of it, I was like, no,
yeah,
that gotta be Jamaica.
yeah.
Jamaica. Also, I mean, I just love that. I love the whole concept, the whole idea, and it brought you back to. It still gives you an opportunity. What I like is to like just praise and celebrate God without being of the world. You know what I mean? Like it still gave you that roots and culture kind of like reggae vibe, and you know what I mean? Things that you would like, the old school reggae that you would kind of listen to, before. It's just like it fuses together where now it's like you could just freely just worship God through that. And that's what's so beautiful of using, because of course initially, music was created to glorify God.
Yes.
Not to glorify self, not to glorify the world, but to glorify God. And it's refreshing. It's refreshing because I mean, me personally, I love reggae, and then, getting closer to God and serious, when I was younger, sometimes people have a struggle with that, because even now there's a lot of Christian music where you feel like you're in a club, in a sense. It take you back to like the club days, the dance all days, and the, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's a thin line, but I do appreciate that type of music that you create, because it really gives the people of God a chance to just enjoy the things they love without, and still praise God at the same time. So out here for me, out here it says knowing who you are in Christ.
Right.
Like that's what like it says to me, right? Because you said ready or not, so we come here for shine, right? So that line is like, listen, whether you're ready or not, we gonna shine. Whether you like it or not, we gonna shine. Like you can't stop that. When I walk out on the road, I'm gonna shine. You can't stop that. And I love that line. I think that line is tough. And then just covered with the armor of God. You said something that everyone is not gonna like it. Everyone will not like it. Everyone is not gonna like the fact that you're shining, that you're making it. Your own brothers and sisters, some of them is not gonna like it. Some of your family is not gonna like it. Your friends, so it's like it just is certain things that just stand out to me, and just the fact that like, because today's topic is about, letting nothing go to waste, right? None of your gifts or your talents or anything like that. And, we truly see that you utilize everything that, God has given you. I remember you were doing an interview with someone, and you had mentioned that, at one point you were saying to yourself, why I couldn't have that Brian McKnight voice? So why I couldn't have, right? Those things, the things that, when you sing to the ladies, they just drop back, right? Like, but then you realize that you had to embrace what God gave you and use it, and from there he just, took off. And I think that's the important thing, is like, is seeing the beauty, right? And whether how little or much that God has given us, and then just using that and allowing God to stretch whatever that is. Because a lot of people sometimes they compare themselves and their gifts and talents to other people. They focus in so much on what other people have that you don't see the power of what's in your own hands. You know what I mean? So that is so important. I don't know if you have a little bit of feedback on that.
Oh yeah, a couple years ago, I was, doing some thinking on gifts, and your talents. And remember the parable that talks about the one who had one, the one who had 5, and,
Yes.
and the one who had 2, and the one with 5, the 5 or 10, I can't remember exactly
10.
right now. Yeah, and they multiplied it.
Yeah.
The one with 2, I believe, they multiplied it, but the one with 1 hid his talent, and as the word was saying that he was rebuked, So
Yeah.
that's what I used to always feel like the one with the 1 talent, until I had a dream about it, and then I saw where there were. I mean, it was such a long time ago, right? So like I don't know if it's 5, 2, and 1, or if it was 10, 5, and 1, but I believe it was 5, 2, and 1. I could be wrong, right? So it was like there were 5 cars. In Trinidad we have something called Sunnies, right? It's like a B13 cars. Then there were like 2 Benz, and then there was a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So it was signifying, 5 items, then 2 items, and it was similar to the talent. And then what I understood from it is that the value of sometimes 1 talent could be even greater than the 5 plus the 2, because when I worked out what it cost to have these 2 Benz plus these 2, it wasn't even half of what it cost to have the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like sometimes you are burying the 1 talent that you have because you don't know how valuable it is. And
absolutely.
That's why the Lord started to speak to me on the matters of understanding value, and say, if you value my gift, I will bring you before kings and I'll bring you before nations. If you place value on it, and how do you place value on it? You spend time perfecting it. You continuously get into the word, continuously get into the presence of God, and just continue to grow. You practice, you go, you're studying this thing, you just live in it. You understand? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, that's so important. And just like you said, with those, you know what I mean, the talents, you know what I mean, the 5, 2, and 1 talents, right? Like, it's when you have, and I find that just like how the person with the 5 talents, and you use them, right? You use those talents, and it's so crazy because you would think it would be the opposite, right? You think it would be the opposite way, that you hold on to that, you have that one, but you use that, because that's all you got, right? But then the multiple, it's like you just jumbling up all of them, and it in the natural doesn't make any sense, but you can see the message with that, that God is trying to give, and some of us is like, sometimes you're so multi-talented, you don't even know what to do with all of them, but just like that, that 5, 2, and 1, I believe that is the same, it's the same principle that we should apply, today, so we're gonna go to that. We're gonna go to one of my favorites.
Positive, are you that?
Hey, what's up, sis?
What going?
I good, how are you going?
It's still upon the 2-man army.
Every single time, we still walking with the Savior.
I like it. When you look on the situation out the road, it look good with the young man.
Well, we actually headed up to the hills right now, talk to them young people, see if I could, inspire them in some kind of way.
Well, if you want some journey, let me know. I'm going to start you out for your journey, all right?
Give thanks, yes.
All right.
Blessings, sis.
Bye.
Much love.
Mr. Bob, why you know? Ready or not? Ready or not? Are you ready? Are you ready to roll? Yeah. Ready or not? So we come here to shine. Yeah. Still I walk with the Savior every time. cover we home. You know, see me with the rifle, they are me and ya. Almighty God, him a my protection. Cover me land from the evil one, yeah. We no build fi run. We just give them more lyrics and show that we're so blessed. And the blessings that follow we, oh yeah. Nobody try this me. Angels over me. Ready or not, so we come here to shine. Still I walk with the Savior every time. Stop up in a 6-piece armor and boots and ready to roll. Father God, cover we home. Anywhere so we there, yeah. I know everybody I go like it. When we promote you, them a fight it. Them show the youth ways we get money, but never teach them to work. But we say no, we have to pull them in this, yeah. No more blood pon the streets, yeah. Sticky and go on there. Righteous living we out, yeah. Yeah man, ready or not, so we come here to shine. Still I walk with the Savior every time. We out yeah. Stop up in a 6-piece armor and boots and ready to go. Father God, cover we home. Like soldier to a general, my God, me salute you. If I know you, may you tell me go on, so. Well, you know, say me nah go move. My feet set in my place on the rock and me nah stop follow the one whose name is Yeshua. Can't serve for another God, me can't serve for another. Watch me now, out here like Daniel. Lion mouth get shot and all it as a standstill. Out here like Joseph. Put me down in the pit, the king's palace still await. Out here like Gideon. How you think you with 300 and still we a slave man? Out here, make them know say we out here. Lord, ready or not, say we come here to shine. Still I walk with the Savior every time. Them know say we out here. Devil been a thief, but a God we salute, and you know say we out here. God cover we home.
Yes, I'm telling you, one of my favorites. I jammed to that song. You know why too? Because it reminds me so much of my mom is a singer, and since I was little, I'm so used to the studio life because of countless hours of spending time with her in the studio. That's why today I don't like the studio because I used to spend so much time with her in there, and just the process. The process it takes to record, and you record and you edit, and it could take all day, but it reminds me of, and my uncle, he had a studio in Brooklyn, a really popular studio with a lot of old school, reggae artists that used to go there. And so I grew up, and I'm a more of kind of like, that's why I'm so kind of more old school in a sense, especially with music, because I'm so used to that old school time, not like that new dance hall and all kinds of weird, stuff going on. Definitely the vintage, So the next thing, that I wanted to say is this is the love month, right?
Right.
For the world, we know this is the love month, the month of love. Valentine's Day coming up, and everybody likes to celebrate that and things like that. It's also my birthday month.
All right.
February 25th. So I'm so glad you're able to join me in my birthday month. That's a pleasure. And but ride with me, right? So we're gonna talk about, we've been talking about Positive as the artist, right? And we're gonna talk about Positive as the family man, because family is, as you can see, is so important, to you. And of course, the next thing after God, your family, and then, your music and the performer. So a lot of people, they see the performer, but they might not know, that, listen, this is who I am. Right. And of course, it's not like you're somebody different when you perform, but you can, you can see like in the concert when you going crazy, but then you're still your family man, and that, I mean, the switch up is good. So I wanted to know your wife, Annalise, beautiful woman, beautiful children. How did you guys meet?
She would say, tell the truth. And I slid in her DMs.
Okay, you were watching.
Because I saw her at a couple live stuff, and she was a good friend of one of my backup vocalists, actually. And so when she entered, I was like, who is this person? It was just like, there was just something about this person that was so captivating. And I made it my business to find out who she was, and we started to go out, and we exchanged numbers, and one thing led to the next, and the next thing, we here 7 years married.
Hey. Well, you got to go for it, right? You got to go for it. I mean, that applies to everything. It can't just apply to one. Hey, it says he that finds, he that finds a wife finds a good thing, and finds favor and obtains favor from the Lord. So, you got to go for it. And it's so funny because recently, at my church we were having a session called Real Talk. Which is mainly for the women, but we had on, a married couple, and we got the input from the man and from the husband, and it was just so funny, but so true, and just how men and women operate. How you think so different. You know what I mean? And I want to bring up a funny moment. I have to bring this up, Positive, because you have a video on your page. And when you were promoting, I think you're in your room and you're promoting the I had to show it to my husband. We were cracking up because I saw the video the first time, but I didn't see the very end. Right. And at the very end, when she popped up, I had no idea that she was even sleeping. And when she popped up, I don't know, what did she say? Joelle, or something like that. It was so funny. Yeah. It was so funny. Sometimes even my husband still crack up about it when she thinks. But the thing is, it shows the human side. You know what I mean? Of you. It shows, the relationship. It shows, and I think that's also important for artists and for people watching, because sometimes people, they put you. They have you in this light, all the time, and they don't get to see like that regular, person that is approachable, or that person that they can admire and things like that. They just see a lot of people. You just see stage, right? Yeah. But you don't really see. And I think that's important also, and to be transparent to some point, because it kind of makes you relatable as an artist, relatable, to people. So. Listen, I want to play that Ride With Me because, listen, we having this session today, and we are just having an everyday convo, but also, letting people know that it's okay to freely and openly confess your love, right, as a child of God, to your spouse, right, to your husband, to your wife. To romance your husband or your wife. It is okay. People, yes, people hide. So listen, I want you guys to see this. And, if you're married, let this be an encouragement. Do something different and something new. Even if you can't sing husbands, watch this as a tutorial or something. You know what I mean? So, let's go to Ride With Me so everybody could see this.
Yeah, I'm in the building, man. Woman, I love you. What's a king without a queen, yeah? Just a man with a crown. A lady without a soulmate. Just a pretty girl on the town. You have my attention captive, but I ain't even mad, no. you, yeah, girl. I'ma get you, yeah, girl. Baby, I would ride with you. Baby, I would ride with you. Baby, I would ride with you. Baby, come ride with me, oh girl. Baby, would you ride for me, yeah? Baby, would you ride for me? Oh, baby, would you ride for me? Hey, this love is a day I met you, I've been caught up. Can't believe you're the one that my God thought of for me, oh. Just a little of your love, yeah. And I'm up on the cloud, yeah. Oh, Remy, oh, wa. Oh, Lulu, Femi, come shoo. Baby, I would ride with you. 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 Baby, come ride with me, oh girl. Baby, will you ride for me? Baby, will you ride for me? Baby, will you ride for me? Oh, baby, oh, baby, will you ride for me? Hey, this love is a give me the good love. Say this love is a you give me the good love. You hold me down. You're my lover and friend. Baby, you stay by my side from beginning to the end, yeah. You love me through the bad time. Give me a perfect 31 vibe. I just can't be ungrateful, sir. No. Baby, I would ride with you. Spend every moment in time with you. Every step it takes, tell me why you there. What good is my success if I cannot share those moments with the one I love, the one I love. You and me together, we're like chocolate vanilla. Baby, we're so intimate.
Oh, chocolate vanilla.
Give me the good love. You give me the good love. Baby, I would ride with you. 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 Baby, come ride with me, oh girl.
Woo! Hey.
So this was the love room with my beautiful wife, Annalise. So husbands, love your wives just like Christ loved the church. That is what the word of God says. I'm so proud and happy to be able to embrace the love that I have with my wife. So everybody, if you have your husband locked on, you make sure and get him a little smooch right now. You know, in the presence of your living room, do something. Let him know that that love is a real love, right?
Yes. If that didn't motivate somebody, I don't know what will, to show some love this month. You know, so but truly, when God blesses you with that person, it can be a true blessing. You know, it definitely a blessing. Versus, you know, if you think back to relationships and different things that you've had in the world, and you know, you definitely see a difference, you know, and especially when you have the other person that you can serve God with too. You know what I mean? That equally enjoys the work of God. Is so awesome, and I just thank God for God. I just so thankful that He's so versatile. You know, that He has no limits or restriction on the talent that He gives you, and how you can use that for Him. You know, there's so many ways that you can bless Him in so many areas that it's just endless. And the fact that, you know, music is one of the ways, you know, that it can come across is just awesome, because I believe that's one of the most powerful ways that He ministers to people is through music. You know, other than His word, is definitely, you see the impact that music has on the world is one of the most powerful impact, you know, in the world, you know. So that is so awesome. But I want you to tell me, what does family mean to you? Positive. What does family mean? How important is family?
And well, you see, the thing is, family is like the first institution that was created by God, you know.
Mm-hmm.
See, even from back then with Adam and Eve, that was the first thing. He said it's not good that man should be alone. If
Right.
the Lord is saying that, then it goes to show how significant. And then there's a scripture in the Bible that says two is better than one.
Yeah.
So how can two agree unless can two work together unless they agree?
Agree.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's important for a husband and a wife to agree to love each other, and
Mm-hmm.
when they are having a baby and having a child or offspring, it's important
Right.
that they set the right example for that child.
True.
Because
So true.
that is what God intended. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So I always say that if there's any relationship that kind of resembles the love that that Christ has for us, is really the love between a man and his wife. Because that's
Right.
what the Bible says. If he's saying that the church is the bride of Christ,
Right.
his analogy is somewhat resembling that of husband and wife. So that's why the Bible says, submit yourselves one to another. It says, husband, love your wives just like Christ loved the church. So it's important to God, and he holds marriage in a covenant. And that was
Right.
one of the things that really stood out to me, that when you breaking your vows and you are literally breaking a covenant. And as he said, back in the days, breaking a covenant with God could have led to death, So it's like, it's just so significant if we could understand the time that we are in and how valuable, our relationships are to God and how valuable our families are to God, then we will do all that we can to, make sure that we lead our family well,
So true. So true. And I know that your mom passed, some years ago,
Right.
and your father also fell ill. And what did you learn? What would you say is like some of the most important things that you learned from your parents?
From my parents, well, from my mom, she used to wake me up at 4 a.m. every morning religiously when I was in high school, and she was like, you need to learn how to make pulao. You need to learn how to make stew chicken and rice. You need to
Okay.
learn how to make this. You need to.
Right.
She would wake us up. She'd wake me up literally every
Yeah.
morning. She would make
Yeah.
sure that there's prayer and there's cooking class. Because it's
Okay.
like she's setting me
Oh,
up for
right.
setting me up for life. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
And her faith is so relentless.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we see both my parents, they were they are part. My father is a pastor and my mom was a pastor. So
Okay.
their faith and their drive is
Yes.
they
It was
made
a
me
different level.
they made me aware that God is real,
Mm.
and that is what I have learned most from my parents, that
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, God is real, and everything that we can think about, it's wrapped up in God. This is the word says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. But then the word says,
Yes.
it's the Lord, every good gift, every good and perfect gift, it comes from the Lord. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one. You want a wife, he is gonna give you that.
Mm-hmm.
You want money, the Bible says he gives power to get wealth. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So he blessed me with those parents so that they could actually teach me the word, and it's because of their faith and their strength that I am the person that I am today.
Wow. That's so true. And I remember something that my grandmother used to say all the time religiously. She used to say, honor your mother and father that your days may be long.
Yeah.
Honor your mother and father that your days may be long. To this day, that stuck with me. To this day, I hear that echo. And even my grandmother, I cherish them so much. And not enough people do that. It's they wait until they're gone to cherish their parents, and shed tears, and after everything is said and done. But even when I was like younger, because when I was younger, I learned, certain things from my grandmother and stuff, but even the recipes, after she was gone, I said, man, I wish I would have, put those recipes in because she used to write them down. And I said, I don't know what I was thinking. I said, why did I hold on to that? Why didn't I, you ask yourself certain stuff like, why didn't this click then? Why didn't this, but it's so true, and thank God that they were able to instill certain things, in you that helped you to become the man, the husband, the person that you are today, because I believe that definitely plays a role when it comes to, because of course, a part of you being an artist is your personality, is your character, who you are. You carry that on the stage. You carry that when you deal with people, so I believe that, what they did also helped you in fulfilling the purpose, right, that God had on your life, because you kind of handle people in a different way, you know what I mean, or you would approach things in a different way. You use your purpose to enlighten people, or to, you know what I mean. So I think that's definitely important. And even your children, I'm sure, your children, as you and your wife, you raise your children, those things that were instilled in you, maybe there's some things that your mother and father used to do that you'd be like, I never do that. I never act that way. That you're like, wait a minute. You said you never, but you are. Right? Sometimes we can't help it, so it's definitely, definitely a blessing. And what I also love about this album, Heartwired, is that you go into a worship portion. You go into, hi, how are you? It's so cute. So look at him. So the I love that you included that. I love that because I personally I love worship, and You Are My Everything is what I'm gonna play coming up next, and it's just a beautiful song, a beautiful song, and it literally says what it is, and some things that's like, because you're even wearing Jesus is my everything right on the shirt, and that says it all, because really without him we are nothing, right? We are nothing without him. We cannot make it without him. And there's also a line in there where you say, if you're my weapon, I know the battle is won. So listen, like I said, like I tell you, I dissect, okay? And I draw certain things. I draw from certain things. And that you are my weapon. If you are my weapon, the battle is won. You guys are gonna hear it in the song. It's really an awesome statement, because that is the word of God is our weapon, and Jesus is our weapon, and those are the only two, because along with Jesus, along with Christ, comes the Holy Spirit, comes your comforter, comes your provider, comes everything. But we ain't gonna preach today, Positive. We're not gonna preach today. So I am going to play, and I want you guys to enjoy this song called You Are My Everything, that is also on the Heartwired album.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful time.
1 minute. Bear with us.
You're the center. I know my world is safe. If you're the potter, I know you'll make a way. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're my leader, I'll never go astray. If you're my father, I know you're here to stay. no fear in you. All my doubts are gone. I'll keep my trust in you. You never leave, you never run. With your love, you chase me down. You are my everything. You are my everything. Through it all, you've been around. When I'm down, you lift me up. You are my everything. You are everything. If you're the shepherd, I know your count is short. Yeah, 'cause you never lose sight of me. If you're my weapon, I know the battle's won. Yeah, you did it for me. Oh, no fear in you. All my doubts are gone. I'll keep my trust in you, oh God. You never leave, you never run. With your love, you chase me down. You are my everything. Oh, you're my, yeah, you're my, yeah, yeah. Through it all, you've been around. When I'm down, you lift me up. You are my everything. You are my everything. Everything, everything. He says, although you can't see your way, I will be with you all the way. Yeah, yeah. Don't you hang on in, yeah. Hold my hand just a little bit longer. Trust my plan. Just a little bit longer. Hold my hand, yeah. Just a little bit longer. Just a little bit. Just a little bit longer. Hold my hand. Just a little bit longer. Trust my plan. A little bit longer. Hold my hand. I got you, oh yeah. Just you ain't gotta be afraid, no. Trust my plan. See, I'm walking with you. I will wait for your tears. Stay with me, stay with me. Old man in the fire. You won't get hurt, no. I'll take you by the hand. You will be saved. Come walk with me. Just a little bit longer. You never leave, you never run. With your love, you chase me down. You are my everything. You are my everything. Yeah. Through it all, you've been around. When I'm down, you lift me up. You are my everything. You are my everything. Never leave, you never run. With your love, you chase me down. You are my everything. You are my everything. Through it all, you've been around. When I'm down, you lift me up. You are my everything. You lift me up. You are my everything. So I'll hold your hand more than a little bit long. Trust your plan. 'Cause I'm sure you know what's best for me. I'll hold your hand so much more than a little bit longer. everything.
Yes, yes, yes. Such a beautiful song. Such a beautiful song. You are my everything. You know, it really, really, really says it, all. Um, I know we're going a little over time, but I hope you're enjoying yourself with
Yeah,
us, Positive here, and everybody that is watching. There's people on here watching. There's people in the comments, just commenting and everything like that. And make sure you don't go anywhere once we end the live. But we are just so excited to just be listening to this beautiful music, and what does worship mean to you? What does worship mean?
for me, worship is a state of being. It's a lifestyle. It's your choices. It's
Yeah,
not just Hallelujah, Lord. I believe that it's kind of like what you choose to do. Your whole sense of being. Because worship is a
absolutely.
lifestyle. It's actually choices that we make that
Yes, yeah.
define our relationship with God.
Hmm.
It's who we are. At the end of the day, it's understanding that we belong to God, and we want to worship Him in spirit and in truth. So we want to make sure that our lifestyle and our choices line up with the Word, and
Hmm.
it really goes to show that worship is just more than lip service. It's an action. It's
Yes,
really how we glorify God based on simply the things that we engage in, and just the things that we refuse, the things that we say yes to,
right.
our disciplines, the way that we treat our spouses, the way that we raise our children. It's much
True.
bigger than just a song.
Yeah,
It's just the way that we live for God.
yeah. So true, so true. As we're coming down, to the ending, I want us to show our crafts to the people, because this is a live craft and chat session. I
Come
want
on,
to show what we've
when you
done.
stop,
she
where's the
stole
page?
it away.
I want my
So,
drawing. You finished coloring it? Come on, I have to show it now.
you cheated. You had your daughter cut the drawing. But it's all good though. I'm gonna show what I was working on. So if you guys can see at the bottom there, you guys can also visit eccentricaccessories.com. Um, it is handmade jewelry, custom jewelry, unique jewelry for men,
Nice.
women, and accessories for children also. A variety of things. So if you put in your email on there, the site is launching this week. So you can
Right.
visit the site and you guys can
Congratulations.
follow me. Thank you so much. You guys can follow me on these platforms that's scrolling across the screen at the bottom. But since this is the love month, I kind of made a pendant. I made a pendant and some earrings. It's made from scratch,
Wow.
right? So this is the pendant here, chain, and the earrings are also made. I have to see which way to put my hand. So these are the earrings. These are the earrings here, and here we go. These are the earrings to match. All right,
Yeah.
so we have that and we have this, but this is what I did. So what I did today, I just kind of finished up. I finished
Right.
up the pieces today, and this pendant I also made, and I just pretty much finished it up by putting the chain on there. So guys, visit Eccentric
Wow.
Accessories on Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook, and I was about to say Twitter, but I don't have no Twitter.
We need to start.
Everybody automatically says it: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right? But yeah, and also visit eccentricaccessories.com. just to see other things, that were done. And what I'm also going to do is I have Positive's information scrolling here at the bottom, where you can purchase his album on iTunes. You can go to foxfuse.com, and you can type in or write down that URL to type in so that you can see all the platforms that he has his CD and his music where you can purchase it on. And you can also go to Positive on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and just enjoy all of his music, not just Heartwired, but all of his music. Start from the oldest and come straight down to 2021. You'll enjoy it all. You enjoy all. There was so many I couldn't even play it. There was so many I couldn't even play it. Like Two Man Army, and there was too much. So what we're gonna do is I'm just also gonna share another song. I just want to play just a little tiny sample, for people to hear, because this is another one of my favorites. Let me just play a little sample of that. All right, guys. So you can go to YouTube. I've already purchased the album. Okay, I have the album already. So don't come at me. You go get the album and be blessed. Bless your home with it. For real and blessed. Oh my gosh. Guys, listen to this little sample. Of course, you won't get all of it until you buy it. So listen to this.
Tell me how you feel. Watch me now. Last year when them
That's my favorite song.
this year, so we are stressed. But you know, so we are well, everybody let me settle down. Make me sit when we go. We ain't up to the lower ground, and the blessing of the Lord where you set it down. We not the and the most high, him and the one that bless me. And every time we walk, the most calm, me put me a mighty plus 365. Here we stay. Designers original and made by the Almighty.
This song is so hot. Featuring Elaine and Positive. Go out and get the CD.
Me, I cannot talk with Savior. Him keep blessing and giving me favor. Yeah, Jehovah my provider. Watch it make me rise up the praise. Yeah, God bless me now, God bless me later. Cup overflow, God bless me greater. Not a little bit, God give me brother. Whoa, with a lot of laughter.
Yes. Listen, everyone. I mean, that was so awesome. So guys, make sure that you go and you purchase this CD right here. Make sure you go and you purchase this. We just want to say, Positive, you have any encouraging words for our audience today?
Encouraging words. I just want to encourage everybody. Just be yourself, be who God has created you to be. There is something original and unique inside of you that God placed for a time and a season just like now, So we don't have to try to be someone else. You don't have to try to be someone else to fit in. If it is that you could be your authentic self, that is who is going to impact the world. That is who is going to be the difference maker. That is who is going to bring solutions to so many people's lives, So I always tell people authentic is the new trend. Authentic, being authentic. You're trying to be yourself. If you try to be someone else, you're just going to be chasing shadows, chasing their past. Because as you reach where you think they are, they have already moved and grown, So it's just to trust God, let Him show you your purpose. Because, we know the purpose of a thing when we go to the manufacturer, and He's the one that designed and created us. He puts all these things inside of us, and it's for a purpose and for a time. So just trust God, and just keep working, keep pushing forward, because you are already great. The world is just waiting to see.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Let's see that drawing. Let's see let's see that coloring. Let us see. Let us see.
I drew and she colored, okay?
And she colored it. Okay, teamwork. I think it's kind of bright.
Turn it down. Right.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yes. I love it. All right. So as you can see, guys, Positive is not just about music. He's an artist. Okay. He is an artist. I think you need to post that up and sell it on your page. Okay, guys. Or maybe that's your next album cover. I don't know. But so that is awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you to your beautiful children for also coming on and being here with us. Huh? Oh, I like that. I like that. This is so awesome. Yeah, she's gonna be an artist, definitely. And your son is just chilling back like, all right, so what we doing next? But listen, right? Listen, we are gonna, end it, come to an ending. And we just want to thank you guys so much for joining us on this live craft and chat session today. We're going to play another one of my favorites, which is Healing in the Valley. I encourage you guys to, especially in this time, I think this is such a great song in this time, especially for people who have gone through so much, who've had so much loss, who've had so much ups and downs coming out of last year, and are just looking forward to greatness within this year. There's truly healing in the valley. If you are deep in the valley or stuck in the valley, God is able to bring you out. And thank you so much, Positive, for, just encouraging the people watching and for just blessing us with this awesome music. So I'm going to share Healing with the Valley. God bless you, everybody. It's been so awesome, so amazing. Continue to use your gifts and your talents for good, and just to be a blessing. Bye, everyone. Let me play this out.
Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I want to share this with you. Adversity isn't meant to destroy us. It is actually there to help strengthen, help build our faith up. That's why I can't despise being in the valley, because it's there I learn to trust God the most. Welcome to Heartwired Worship.
Lord of the hills and the valleys, wondrous in all of your works, giver of life, won't you breathe on us now? Be welcome you here, healer of every affliction, every sickness you sent in a remission, giver of life, won't you breathe on us now? We welcome you here. Welcome you, God. Won't you breathe on us, God? Oh yeah. Breathe on us, God, yeah. You make dry bones live again. Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner. Do it again. Yeah. You make dry bones live again. Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner. Do it again. Bruised, but I am not devoured. In the desert, I'll wait for your shower. Giver of life, on us now. We welcome you here.
Bruised, but I am not devoured.
Oh yeah, God.
In the desert, I'll wait for a shower.
I'll wait on you.
Giver of life, breathe on us now.
Be well. Oh yeah, you make, yeah. Dry bones live again. Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner. So you want to do it again, do it again, do it again, yeah.
Make dry bones,
Yes, God, live again. Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner.
do it again.
Do it again, do it again.
Jesus,
Just like you did before. Jesus. So here we are right now, in the presence of our God. There's no escaping, patiently waiting. Hey, for the pouring out,
For the pouring out,
pouring out.
pouring out.
Here we are right now,
Here we are, here we
in the
are.
presence of
Our God.
there's no escaping.
Patiently waited.
Oh, for the pouring out, yeah.
Pouring out,
Listen up.
pouring out.
In the valley,
That's where the miracles
through the
are.
fire,
That's where the miracles
down in the
are.
valley, yeah.
That's where the miracles are.
In the fire,
That's where the
in
miracles
the den of the
are.
lion.
That's where the miracles
I said right where you're standing,
That's where the miracles
right where you're standing.
That's where the miracles
Won't you
are.
breathe on us?
That's where the miracles
You make try. Yes, God, live again. Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner. Do it
Do it
again.
again, Jesus.
You make try.
Live again.
Live again.
Oh.
Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner. Unchangeable changer, you're the refiner. Do it again and again. Changeable changer, refiner. Do it again.